Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Halo 3 Productions 911, also known as Tyler. Today I will be introducing myself for GamersForChange. I am the capture for most of the gameplay that you see posted on GamersForChange, including the one you see here. This is actually gameplay for me on Arena Slayer Pro. So I did, because the reason why I wanted to introduce myself is because some people have been making reference to me, and also all the links in the description of, when I capture gameplay. I think even Rajan mentioned me. I don't want to be thought of as, just you're thinking, like, who is this kid who's capturing gameplay? I'm just kind of mysterious, okay, cool, he's capturing gameplay. Oh, I'll click on his channel, that's who he is, oh, cool. But I kind of wanted to introduce myself along with the rest of them. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Tyler Montney. I am almost 17 years old. I live in Heartland, Wisconsin, and I am homeschooled. I will shortly be attending UW Waukesha. I'll be taking classes there early, and my major will be computer science. And I think computer science can be a number of things, or it's not always computer related necessarily, but I am actually in the IT field. I took some private schooling at a school called Tech Skills for about 2 years, and I am, hopefully by the end of this year, I will have the title MCSA, which is, if you happen to know what that is, it's Microsoft Certified Systems Administrator. And that is, a lot of people have told me that's a pretty big title for being, only 17. Most people wouldn't have that. I've seen people 25, 30 that just get it then, because of, go through college, you got to pay, the courses are expensive. $10, $12, $15,000 for the entire package, or I don't know. And then it takes quite a long time to learn it all. But I'm able to get schooling there because my dad works there, so it's really, really, really cool. So generally, I'm pretty big computer guy and whatnot, and I'd like to do that type of related stuff. So other than that, on the side, which is kind of like not really on the side, but I've been playing piano for about 12 years now. I'd say my level would be a concert level pianist. I actually have a piano right in my room here. But so I think on my page you'll probably see a few back in probably a year or two ago me playing some piano. But that's one of the things I really love to do on the side. So other than that, as for my gaming background, kind of a variety of different stuff I came through. I kind of mirror Rajan somewhat from some of the stuff that he mentioned. I initially started out with obviously the SNES and the NES and whatnot, but it really started off with the N64, GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. GoldenEye honestly is the best classic first-person shooter of all time, hands down for me. After that, I played a lot of Perfect Dark, mainly. But then I moved to, actually during that time as well, I played a lot of Pokemon. And I gotta tell you, Pokemon was the game for me. See my Game Boy, I'd be sitting there no matter where you see me. But when I was a kid, I would have that in my hand and I would not be doing anything else. I mean, Pokemon was awesome, and it is, a lot of us agree that it was the greatest time killer ever. Just like, you just could spend hours doing it and not get bored. If I had a Game Boy to this day, I probably should buy one, honestly. Screw the emulators, I'd probably be playing it right now. But Pokemon was one of my favorite games. I actually used to watch the episodes and all the shows and whatnot, so I loved it. But after that, I got into racing games, particularly Gran Turismo. When I got my PS1, I got my PS2. I got Gran Turismo 3. Then I got into Crash Bandicoot. That was another huge game for me. I still would play that game as well if I had a PlayStation lying around. But other than that, those are basically my games. I played some Tony Hawk and some snowboarding games and whatnot, quite a lot. And then I played some Star Wars Battlefront 2, another good game. But then I moved to, lo and behold, RuneScape. A kid on my basketball team introduced me to it and got me playing it. And for a good 3 years, I played it nonstop all the time, to the point where, back in the day, my parents had to put a password on my computer just to keep me off it, or I'd stay up to like 4 in the morning every single night. So, I mean, I just could not stop playing that game. It was just, I was way too addicted, I gotta admit. So I played that a lot, spent lots of countless hours, leveling up and whatnot. Then after that, I started getting into the Xbox. I started, because I got hacked somehow. I still don't to this day know exactly how I got hacked. I mean, even back then, before I knew a lot about computers, I was smart enough not to, screw up or give people or share my password or get hacked with it on stupid sites or stuff like that. I wasn't that dumb, so I don't really know to this day how my stuff got jacked. But I got hacked. I got pissed, and then I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna do something else. So I thought about it. I'm like, well, what else is out there that people are doing nowadays? And I'm like, oh, they're playing Halo. And I'm like, I didn't know what that was. All I heard about it was stupid. It was kind of a stupid game, and like nerds play it. That's really what I got told. So I was like, okay, I guess. But at my brother's friend's house, from his baseball team, real addict to Halo. I kind of picked it up and just kind of messed around with it a little bit. But I was like, oh, this game's really awesome. I love first-person shooter games. I was like, this game's great. But I bought my original Xbox from my friend who got me into RuneScape, and I got Halo 1 and Halo 2. Played both of them, just absolutely loved it. Halo 2 was, Halo 1 was great, Halo 2 was even better. And then I was like, man, I wasn't too sure about Halo 3. I was like, I just, always like, second, thinking, and I was like, I don't know. But of course, my mind changed. I was like, oh, I really want it. So, because I'd played the Halo 3 beta with my friend, when you had to use, if you remember back in the day, it had the crackdown in order to play it. But so I played, a lot of Halo 2 and some Halo 3 beta. But then I sold my Xbox, saved up some money, and got the Xbox 360 20 gig when I think it was the premium back in the day, with Halo 3 a month after its release, right around October. And really, I basically played just for fun, really. It didn't have a care in the world, didn't really know what, you really don't know if you're doing well or not, or you really don't know much about the game, just spraying AR bullets is really all that you really care about. And, leaderboards, stats, who cares? You win, you lose, big deal. Ranked, meh. But then, MLG came out, and, I had no idea, of any competition or anything like that, but I played it a little bit, and I was like, alright, but, then I was like, I didn't really get a whole lot into it, but then I created a YouTube account, roughly after I started doing Halo 3, and I started creating, help videos and whatnot, and trying to, start up a channel, and, not really thinking too much in terms of subscribers, but it was kind of a hobby, and, led up to what I do today, with YouTube and whatnot. But, and I started, after all the people and all the stuff all the friends that I met and I made and I, played with, and all the crazy stuff I'd been through on YouTube, I learned, about competitive gaming and MLG, and really that's where I kind of stand. Not, extreme hardcore, but, I pay attention to my stats a lot. I honestly wish I could be a little bit more relaxed back in the day like I used to be. Like, could I just have fun and don't care about what happens in the game? But that's, generally who I am, and I, like competitive gaming. I like MLG and whatnot. So, other than that, there are a few other things that I would like to say, but I'm kind of running out of time. So other than that, that's who I am. And anyway, thanks for watching.